Today, we bring you the movie Demonic. The story begins with a woman named Carly standing in front of an old, abandoned hospital building. Carly hears her mother, Angela, calling her from inside the hospital building. Though frightened, she musters courage and continues walking through the corridors. Carly reaches a room where her mother is present and Angela seems unwell. She's acting a bit crazy. Angela then gives Carly a slight smile, and after that smile, she sets the entire room on fire. With that, Carly awakens. This is a nightmare she's been having every day. Well, when she looked outside, it was morning, so she got ready and left for work. Meanwhile, she received a message from Martin on her phone. Actually, Martin wants to meet Carly because he has something very important. Now, this Martin, friends, is actually a very good friend of Carly's, but Carly hasn't spoken to him in years. What caused the rift in their friendship? We'll find out later in the story. But like Martin, Carly also had another best friend, Sam. Sam and Carly both knew Martin, and they both stopped talking to him simultaneously. Carly tells Sam that Martin is calling her to meet. What should I do? Sam says, go and see him, and if he keeps doing the same old nonsense, come back. If it gets worse, just block him this time. So, agreeing to Sam's advice, Carly goes to meet Martin again, who tells Carly, listen, there's a medical tech company called Therapol. He contacted me to volunteer for a focus group. They conduct experiments and observations on real patients. When I went there, I saw your mother, Angela, who was completely paralyzed. But despite her coma, they were able to read her mind. Yes, they even asked me for your number, but I didn't give them one because I knew you hate your mother intensely and didn't want to see her. But now you'll see, they'll contact you soon somehow. Hearing all this from Martin, Carly is in deep thought because her mother was in jail. When did she get out? Now you're wondering why Carly's mother was jailed and why Carly hates her? We'll find out the answers to all these questions later. Finally, that night, Carly receives a call from Therapol. A man named Michael is talking to Carly from Therapol. He says, your mother wants to meet you. She probably has something very important to tell you. Hearing this, Carly can't resist, and the next day she arrives at Therapol. There, she meets Michael and Daniel, who oversee the entire process. They're actually trying to develop a technology that can alleviate the suffering of paralyzed patients like Angela. While in prison, Angela was prone to strange behavior. She tried to harm herself and others. One day, she nearly took her own life in prison. She was also subjected to severe beatings by the inmates. This led to a mental breakdown and a coma. She can't even breathe on her own, but her mind remains in hyperactive state. These friends want to communicate with Angela using their technology, but Angela doesn't want to talk to them, but instead wants to meet Carly. So Michael and Daniel needed Carly's help to understand what happened to Angela, why she committed the crime that led to her imprisonment, and how. Carly asks, how can I talk to them? Daniel explains to her, first, we'll create a virtual avatar of you. Then, after putting you to sleep, we'll connect your brain to Angela's, and it will all feel like a dream, because any simulation you enter will be created by Angela, and you can talk to her there. If there's any problem, just let us know. If we can hear you, we'll get you out immediately. Now, after learning all this, Carly agrees to do it because she needs to know. Why does her mother want to meet Carly? Carly is put to sleep, after which we see her in a simulation where she goes to a house where Carly used to live happily with her mother. Carly sees Angela sitting quietly, meaning her mother. As soon as Carly arrives, she curses Angela for her wrongdoings. It's because of Angela that her life has been completely ruined. That's why she's so angry, friends. She even asks, why do you want to meet me? Angela replies, I don't want to meet you. Just go away quietly. Then, she yells loudly and scolds Carly, telling her to leave. Carly calls out to Daniel, telling him to get out. Daniel pulls her out. Michael asks Carly, you should have stayed there for a while. You should have observed the situation, and then something will happen. But Carly is shocked. I should have shown anger towards my mother. Why is she angry at me instead? and she doesn't even want to meet me. Why did she talk like that and ask me out? Friends, Collie was feeling something different there. She goes home, but all these thoughts don't go away from her mind. That night, she dreams of the same house again. Upon entering, she sees a strange symbol made from the dead body of a raven. Seeing this, Carly immediately wakes up. The next morning, she returns to Therapol to find answers to her questions, where she is sent back into the simulation. Michael tells Carly to try to find out what is going on in her mother's mind. Now, after entering the simulation again, Collie goes to her same house. From there, through a tunnel, she reaches a building, which was the same scene from the beginning of the movie. At the hospital, Angela tells Collie to get out of here. I didn't call you. How many times should I tell you? The one who lives inside me will make you his prey to, son. So, get out of here as quickly as possible. Collie sees that while speaking, Angela suddenly starts having trouble breathing, as if someone is choking her. Seeing this, Collie becomes terrified, and her panic turns into fear. When she sees Angela flying in the air, the simulation begins to glitch. Seeing this, Collie calls out to get out, but Michael and Daniel ignore her and let her remain in the simulation. After this, Angela disappears and Collie hears her voice coming from inside the hospital. Collie, frightened, goes to the hospital. There, she finds the body of her friend Sam. Further in the darkness, we see a demon named Avian emerge. This demon had a raven-like head and a human-like body. The avian demon's name comes from the bird flu, also known as the avian flu. Seeing this avian, Carly's life is completely shaken and her breath stops. Avian cuts his hand, which actually hits Carly's hand. Carly screams to be released from the simulation and Daniel pulls her out. Upon emerging, she's terrified. What she sees inside is a cut on her hand. Seeing this, she's even more distraught. When Collie is asked, "What's your relationship with that hospital? What did Angela say to you?" Collie explains about 15 years ago, my mother, a nurse, came to inspect the abandoned hospital with her team, intending to revive it and see if it was worth restarting. Collie's feelings for her mother are unreliable. Something doesn't feel right, so she goes to the hospital with Sam and Martin. Angela's companions aren't there, and Angela lies unconscious inside. Angela has the same cut on her hand as the one the demon inflicted on Carly's hand. Carly then brings Angela home. Angela recovers, but she doesn't speak or reveal anything. She simply stares blankly into the distance for days. 2 weeks after this incident, Angela sets fire to an old-age home, killing 21 people. She then poisons 6 people at a nearby church, feeding them food. Collie's grandmother was also there. She also died after eating poisoned food here. After such a heinous crime, the police were not going to let Angela off the hook. They took her from her home, and during this time, Angela's face showed no sign of a single wrinkle. Instead, she was smiling at Carly. Because of this, Angela's future and her reputation were ruined. Collie had left her home, fed up with people's taunts. Ever since, she has hated her mother intensely. She never asked her mother why she did this, nor did she ever visit her in jail. But today, Carly realized that Angela, too, was in real trouble, something she couldn't tell anyone. Carly then went straight to Martin and told him everything that had happened. She told Martin, "Maybe you were right all along." What actually happened, friends, was that when Carly's mother was arrested and taken away by the police, Martin kept insisting that Angela hadn't done it, but that someone had made her do it, believing Martin's claims to be nonsense. Carly and Sam broke off their friendship with him and haven't spoken to him since. But in the present, friends, Collie needs his help. After listening to Collie, Martin says, "I don't know what has happened to me since I went to pick up your mother from the hospital that day. Sometimes I'd sleepwalk into the woods, and sometimes I'd see strange things. I'd have scary dreams, and I've even made several sketches based on these dreams." Martin also shows Carly a drawing of the same avian demon that Collie saw in the simulation, and Collie, seeing this, becomes even more convinced of Martin's words. Martin then tells Collie that many similar possessions occurred at the hospital where Angela went in 1889. This means this demon has taken control of many people. He has controlled many people. There were even murders here. While different people are responsible for this, it must have been within them. That's why he had everyone killed. And this hospital was built on that land. And that's why when Angela went there, she was possessed by the demon. When you told me that Angela had started acting strangely, I did research and found out that this demon, whichever soul it possesses, makes its next victims friends or family. Otherwise, this demon takes control of people, killing them, and this gives it power. This demon enjoys burning people to death. Even though Angela was in a coma, she unconsciously thought only of you at that time. In this way, through her memories, the avian demon connected with you and now wants to possess you. That's why it probably called you through Angela. Martin further reveals that this medical clinic, Therapol, was chartered by the Vatican. All the staff are priests and military trained. The Vatican also funds these individuals. They search for patients who, like your mother, are possessed and in a coma. After locating the location of such patients' possession, they take them there and then perform an exorcism to destroy the demon within them. However, this poses a risk to your mother's life. But the Therapol staff don't seem to care. Carly doesn't believe Martin's second theory, as she's only thinking about her mother. Carly then returns home, where Sam had come to talk to her. But Carly isn't in the mood to talk, so she tells Sam to go to her house. Carly, in a bad mood, makes herself some coffee when she sees Sam has returned. This time, Carly doesn't chase him away. She makes him sit down and chats with him. Carly's mood gradually improves, but suddenly, Sam suddenly becomes possessed. She tells Carly, "If I get lost, you should come find me in the woods." What nonsense is Sam talking about? Carly doesn't understand it at all. At that very moment, Sam puts on a bird-like mask and her entire body twists in strange ways. Seeing this, Carly is horrified, but it was all a dream. Sam hadn't returned. Carly had fallen asleep after Sam left. It was clear that this dream was the same avian demon she was seeing, but Carly senses that Sam's life is definitely in danger. So, she gets ready. She leaves for Sam's house. From here, the scene shifts to Daniel and Michael. They would have been able to see Carly even at this moment, because the therapists had installed CCTV cameras at Carly's house. Daniel was very worried about Carly, but Michael simply wanted to destroy the demon as quickly as possible by performing an exorcism on Angela. He says, "Prepare for the next phase. We have to do this today." Meanwhile, Carly arrives at Sam's house, but Sam is not there. She then goes straight to Martin and tells him about a dream, saying that Sam's life is definitely in danger. She even asked the police for help, but they say that in such cases, most people return. Let at least 24 hours pass after someone's disappearance before they can investigate. Carly then considers going to the forest to find Sam, because he had told her in his dream that if he gets lost, he should come to the forest to find her. But Martin explains to Carly that the demon is doing all this to make you laugh, because he wants to possess you. But no, friends, Carly can't leave her friend Sam to die, so she decides to go. Seeing this, Martin also goes with her. They reach the forest, and after searching for a while, they find Sam shivering from the cold. She tells Carly, "I don't know how I managed to get here in my sleep. I saw the therapists taking Angela to the hospital." Hearing this, Carly will naturally insist on going to the hospital because she wants to save her mother. Martin then explains that going there is dangerous. Carly says, "I always misunderstood my mother. She endured all this for so many years, and I turned my back on her. That too for a crime she never committed. She was even punished for it. But now I know the truth. So, shouldn't I help her?" Martin becomes a little emotional after hearing Carly's words, but he still tries to convince Sam not to. When she refuses, he drives to the hospital with Sam in the back seat and Carly beside him. Carly tells Sam to stay in the car. As they reach the hospital gate, Carly spots Daniel, who is severely injured and breathing his last. Daniel tells Carly that her plan backfired. The demon has left Angela's body and possessed Michael. Under the demon's control, Michael kills everyone, destroying all their weapons and other equipment. Daniel gives Carly a dagger sanctified with holy water. This can destroy the demon. Friends only. Daniel tells Carly to go save her mother in the simulation and kill the demon if possible. Daniel then dies. Carly and Martin then enter and find devastation and corpses everywhere. Angela is still in a coma. Carly quickly enters the simulation where she meets her mother, who this time is neither scared, worried, nor angry. She is completely calm. Carly apologizes to her mother for her actions, saying that she misunderstood her throughout her life. Angela immediately forgives Carly. She says, "Now I can die peacefully, son. You can also go and live your life away from all this. I am free for now." With that, Carly's mother dies. With her death, Carly exits the simulation. Returning to reality, she discovers that Martin is missing. She searches everywhere for him, and after a while, she finally finds Martin, who has been brutally beaten and bound by Michael, who has been possessed by a demon, and whose entire body has been marked with strange symbols. Martin tells Carly to run, as Avian, like his mother, was about to take over her body and soul and kill many innocent people. So Carly runs outside. Upon arriving, Carly finds that the demon has set Martin's car on fire, burning Sam to death. Seeing Michael approach, Carly hides, but Michael eventually catches her. However, Carly was already prepared. She stabs Michael in the stomach with the dagger Daniel gave her. This hurts the demon inside Michael, and he leaves Michael's body. Michael has already died from the dagger. Now, Carly needs Michael's bag. She finds a thermal device that allows her to see the demon, but the avian immediately escapes Michael's body and enters Carly's body. It had possessed Carly. Carly, however, refuses to let her soul be possessed, and she doesn't want the demon to use her to kill people. So, while fighting the demon, she regains control of her body and stabs the dagger into her stomach, causing the demon to immediately leave her body. Carly sees that the demon is completely ablaze, and upon emerging from the bar, he burns to death. He had a passion for burning people to death. Carly falls unconscious after being stabbed in the stomach. A few days later, we see Carly in the hospital where Martin has come to visit her. Both Martin and Carly are safe. After being discharged, Carly goes straight to her mother's grave. She no longer holds any grudges against her. She loved her mother. Also, Angela forgave Carly before dying, so now she doesn't regret it. She starts everything over again, and with that, the story ends. Thanks for watching.